Right, let's get all that off. It's almost warm. God. So, how to start winter bike packing. God. You're obviously here because you're winter bike packing curious. It's a good place to be. So, this video for the absolute beginner. What to expect, what to take, and just have fun. For the purpose of this video, I would like to define bike packing to me as putting all of your camping gear on your bicycle, riding that bicycle to a destination of your choice, and then camping at that destination. That destination will be a wild camp, will be exterior, might be in a shelter, but definitely not at a campsite and not in somebody's house. I'm aiming to do this video on a budget for the beginner, because we know anybody who's done any winter sport, as soon as you put winter in front of it, up goes the price for everything that you need to bring with you. And fair enough, all the technology's in the fabrics, it's your life, your safety, it's cold, it's all of that, and I understand. But there's things you need to spend your money on, and there's things that maybe we can just make it a little bit easier for you and try and not have to take out a second mortgage just to go out and have some fun in the woods in the winter. Qualifier 2, just to let you know that I have been camping ever since I was a young teenager, and I've been riding a bike for at least 20 years. But I've only just started bike packing for the last 4 years. But for the last 4 years, I've been out every month, almost every month for the last 4 years. There was a whole COVID thing going on. So I've done all seasons, all sorts of conditions. So I kind of have an idea what's going on out there in the world. And I guess the other qualifier is that winter for me, winter at where we live here in northwest France it's not extreme, it's damp, it's cold. I think the worst we've been camping in is -3. And a windstorm with hail and rain in the middle of the night. So that's probably the worst we've ever had. But for the majority of the time, it's like under 5 degrees Celsius. It's potential of rain. It's very humid. The ground is damp. That's the kind of conditions I have to deal with. Where you live may be better, it may be a whole lot worse. You're going to have to tailor some of my suggestions to suit your climate. Otherwise, you're not going to have a good time. I want you to have a good time. I want you to go out, have fun, come back safe, and have another go. Why bike pack in the winter? I mean, what's wrong with you? You're going to leave a perfectly good house, dry, warm, safe, to go and live, to go and sleep in the wild with animals and all sorts of weird things. You're going to have to answer that question for yourself. I don't know. You may want to ride up a mountain to catch a meteor storm because you've got less light pollution. Any number of challenges. I go with a mate. We find that in the darkness of winter, spending time together, it's good for our mental health. and hey, we're kids at heart, and it's just a sense of adventure. A challenge met and a goal achieved is really good for your mental health, and that's a good thing. So that being said, your mindset when you leave should be very relaxed, very sense of adventure, very, as Russ from Path Less Pedalled would say, party pace. You're not breaking any records, your bike's going to be heavier, you're carrying things, you're going to be out of your element. Don't stress out, just have a very relaxed mindset, a sense of anything could be fun, and just go out. And again, it may be type 2 fun the first time, but that's fine. It'll get better the second time. I'm going to make the assumption that you already ride your bicycle in the winter. So therefore you have winter gear and you know what it's like to be in the cold and you're prepared for that. So you're going to need a bicycle that is equal or slightly better than the terrain that you intend to tackle. As I said, the bike is going to be heavier. It's going to be a little bit more awkward. So it just needs to be ready for the terrain. It needs to be capable for that terrain. That may be upgrading tyres, making sure everything's ready. Whatever you need to do so that you prepare to have a good time. It doesn't need to be an expensive brand new gravel bike or whatever to go out and have fun. Down here is a 1996 Kona mountain bike. It's a sort of a winter bike for me, for camping. It's perfect. It's very capable. I gave it a good service, put a new chain on it, new tyres. It's perfect. It'll do 50 kilometers in a camping session. Perfectly fine, perfectly comfortable. We're not breaking any land records here, any land speed records here. We're just out to have a good time. Party pace. Behind it is another bike. It's my gravel bike. It'll be my summer, spring, autumn bike, bigger distances. 100 Ks, 120 Ks there and back. It's summer, everything's lighter, it's a little bit easier. It's just... it's a more comfortable ride for longer distances. But we're in winter. You ride whatever you need to ride to get you there safely and home again. Next thing you'll need, a decent light of some description. If you intend to leave your dwelling in the daylight to get to your campsite before dark and then leave that campsite in the morning in the light, you will be spending a minimum of 12 hours in your sleeping situation, in a sleeping bag, in a tent, however, we'll talk about that in a minute. It's 12 hours in the dark. It's a long time if you've never done that before. I've done it. It's enforced relaxation. If you can do it, all good to you. We tend to leave after dinner, so that that's a meal taken care of. We're leaving in the dark. We get to the campsite 10, 11 o'clock at night. Get up 8. We might have some light at 8 in the morning. 8:30, 9 o'clock, something like that. So we've limited the amount of time we actually have to stay still for 10 hours, something like that. So we now need a lighting system, however that is. Batteries, dynamos are expensive, but geez, they're good, and they just last, and they do exactly what you want them to do. But we're on a budget. We're thinking about battery lights. That battery light needs to last you all the way to your campsite. And then, preparing for the worst case scenario, you may have to bug out in the middle of the night. It can happen. Look, I'm an older guy, my wife doesn't come with me. I could get an emergency call in the middle of the night. Come home now, you know. Maybe she can't open the pickle jar, maybe the cat brought a mouse in. It could be any sort of emergency that I have to get myself packed up, pack up the bike and bug out of where I am. So my battery life needs to be to get me in and to get me out safely, because it's going to be middle of the night. You can't be on the road, you can't be on the trail without decent lights. And you also need your tail lights if you're riding any road sections to get to your trail sections. You need to be seen and you need to know where you're going. These are important things. So, you got your bike, you got your lights. You need a place to put all your camping gear on your bike. Now, I tend to use, it's a saddlebag, sits under the saddle like that. It's one like that. It's approximately 12 litres or something like that. I don't think it was terribly expensive. It's not a U-Butte Uber brand or anything like that. I think it was Planet X from England. But it's waterproof. I've used it for 4 years and it's still going to go on fine. There's no dramas. I prefer this system because I can put that on several different bikes, as opposed to, if you're going to dedicate one bike to winter bike packing, you can put a rack on it, it's fine. I travel around different bikes, so I can move that backwards and forwards. It's an investment. You're going to hear that word. It's an investment. Like I said, that's 4 years. That's lasted well. Nothing wrong with it. It'll keep cracking on. No dramas. And then I have a big bag on the front. I've made it myself. It's second attempt. It's not quite waterproof. I'll have another attempt this year, and I'll use some X-Pack because it's more waterproof. There's any number of websites on there teaching you how to sew bags. It may be something you want to try. I don't know. I'm looking at the budget. You know, it's 30 euros a metre. That's cheaper than some of the bags that you can buy. But this one works. I've tried the roll ones that go on the handlebars. You can stuff them in like that. I didn't get on with them. It didn't pack the things I wanted to pack in it the way I wanted to pack it. So I just end up making basically just a sack with a roll top that I can lash to the front of the bike. It works, goes over terrain, no dramas. You definitely need those. And you may also, frame bags are good. You can put your thin stuff in there, you can put your heavy stuff in there, your tools, your spare parts, because you need to be taking those. Spare tubes, whatever you need to fix what you need while you're out there in case something breaks. That's a whole nother video. But you need to be self-sufficient. You don't want to be calling emergency services because you've broken a chain and you've got to push your bike for 10 k's through the slosh. We try and prepare for that and try and have as much fun as we can while we're out there. Nothing like that has happened so far. No, we've been lucky. What will you wear? As I said, I assume you're already winter riding bikes now, so you're going to have all your winter gear, you know what fits you, what suits you for the climate, for the conditions, for the temperature. You have all of that sorted. Now, when you get to your camp spot, you could be wet, you could be dirty, you're going to be sweaty potentially. You need to have another set of clothes to get changed to sleep in. So, I mean, I personally wear a loose pair of woolen socks, thermal long underwear, thermal long top, the down jacket you saw in the intro, that's on, a beanie, and I snuggle in and I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine for -3. Perfectly comfortable. But the tip, the advice, whatever here is you have to get into your bag dry and warm. But dry over everything else, because humidity, moisture is the killer for a good night's sleep. It's just a problem. If you get in there sweaty and cold, it's just not good. And you need to get in clean. You need to put, if you've been riding, say you rode 3 hours through the night, you're sweaty, you need to get in there clean. And you know what I mean. If you've ever ridden for 3 hours, you need to be dry. Wet wipes work, maybe a dry towel afterwards. You do not want to create another bacterial ecosystem in the middle of the night while you're sleeping. So, dry equals warm. Do everything you can for that. So, you've got your bike, you've got your clothes. You need to feed yourself now. As I said, we tend to leave after dinner. That's a meal taken care of. When we get there, we haven't ridden a lot. We haven't used X amount of energy. You know, we're just ticking along. We're living off our fat stores, shall we say. So we may get in, I may make a hot chocolate. I have a little hot chocolate mixture I make. It's powdered cocoa, powdered milk, and a little bit of sugar, a little squiggle of sugar, and, you know, boil some water. That's made, sorted. If you're leaving earlier, I don't know if you've ever looked at dehydrated meals. For us at the moment, 6 to 7 euros. It's a lot of money. If you take that dehydrated meal, you've also got to realise you're going to have to take the water to hydrate that meal, which you're going to be having water anyway. You need 1.5 litres, 2 litres, depending on how long you're riding, or you need to know that when you get to where you're going, there's a water source that you can take advantage of. But you need the water to make your coffee, heat your things. So, what you can also do, if you're not keen, if we're trying to keep the budget down, we have at the supermarkets here a fresh pasta meal. It's like tortellini or ravioli or something like that. They're quite good, quite tasty. About 3 euros for a packet to serve 2 people. Perfect for me. That's me sorted. I can sleep with a full tummy, which, you know, ideally that's not it, but it keeps you warm in a sleeping bag. As your body's trying to digest that, it uses energy and it creates heat. Your sleeping bag only insulates, it doesn't make heat. So if you're making your own heat to digest, you're keeping warm in your sleeping bag. And you'll have a much better night. In the mornings, breakfast. So, I like the luxury of coffee in the morning. I have a system for that. I'll show that in the cook system in a minute. I have that. I also don't mind cold muesli. in the morning. So I'll take my own little Ziploc bag of muesli that's portioned out. I'm not carrying any more than I need. It's usually more than I would have at home because I'm going to ride for a bit. I take 250 mils of UHT milk. It's that long life milk. It doesn't need to be refrigerated. That gets poured in while I'm making my coffee. Muesli's getting soft and incorporating the milk. I have enough milk for my coffee, and I also have a little bit left over I can pass on to my mate so he can have a hot cup of tea and some milk with his tea. It just works for me. It's perfectly fine. I don't have a problem with cold food in the morning, but I got my hot coffee, so I'm fine. My mate doesn't like that. What he will do, he likes porridge in the morning, so what he's done, he's got himself a Ziploc bag, and he's also made himself an insulated bag on the outside out of that silver bubble wrappy type material. He puts the bag in there, he boils his water, pours the water onto the porridge. That sits in there, that sits for whatever it needs, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It does its cooking thing, it's insulating, he's not losing the heat, and he's fine, he has hot porridge. He goes on and makes his cup of tea, laughing. That works summer and winter for me. I get on really well with that system. It's not for everybody. You'll have to decide what you want to live with. Sort of given this video a budget element, and let me think. Cook stoves with the gas bottle and the cooker and the pot. 60-70 euros, 60 to 70 of anybody's monetary system, pounds, dollars. I think the jet boil ones are over £100 here, 160, 180 pounds for some of them. Really good, really good stuff. Expensive. I have a knockoff one with the gas canister, and it works perfectly fine, absolutely fine, works a treat. But we're on a budget. We're trying and bring the money down. That is my cook system. It's low tech. No affiliations, no sponsorship. That's probably off of the place where you can buy things on the computer. It's a 750 ml titanium cook pot. It's all I need. I'm only ever heating water. If I get the pasta meal, I heat the water, I put the pasta in there. It takes maximum 3 minutes to cook, if you like, and that's all I need. That's fine. That's less fuel you need as well, rather than cooking raw pasta and doing all of that. Trying to keep it as simple as possible. And then I made an alcohol stove. That is 2 1/3 of alcoholic beverage, cut and basically sliced together and squeezed. It's got some flutes on the inside, it's got a couple of holes in it, runs off of alcohol, methylated spirits, whatever you want to call it. It's simple, it's cheap. All right, don't be awkward. I was surprised how easy it was to make, and I'm also still, after 8 months, surprised how bloody well it works. It just works. It's one of the simplest ones online. If you put in alcohol stove, how to make, it is one of the simplest ones out there. It is, honestly, you could build this on the side of the road. You could find a can and you could build this on the side of the road with a Swiss Army knife. It's that simple. There's no Some of them have JB Weld or like an epoxy weld and everything. I find with the bike a little bit off-road with the jiggling and the rattling, that's why the rags are there, to stop the noise more than anything. I find the weld tends to crack and you're relying on that as a seal. This, again, it just so simple, it just bloody works. And I made it myself and wee-hee for me. It's brilliant. So that works. That little thing there, which is probably 50 mils of alcohol, will heat enough water to make 2 big coffees or 1 meal, 1 coffee, something like that. Simple, cheap. Take a mug. I take a massive mug. I like a big coffee. It's easy. I have a drip filter system to make my coffee. It all fits in there. It's brilliant. It's light-ish. Some ultra lighters may go, it's a bit overkill and a bit heavy, but I probably don't need that one. You can get a folding mug. I don't like it. That works for me. My breakfast gets stuffed in there and then it goes in the bag. Everything's tight. Everything's locked in. Right. That's it for cooking. It takes up less space. And we need to talk about space. You have a limited amount of room if you take this sort of system that I'm advocating. What a lot of bike packers use, these bags, you could have, if that's 12, maybe you've got 12 at the front, you don't fill them, 24, 25, 26, 27 litres of capacity, cubic litres of capacity. I watch some ultralight hiking videos, backpacking videos rather than bikepacking videos, and they're ultralight, but they still have that capacity to carry 30, 40 litres. It's more. I didn't realise they're going longer than us, longer distances. They may walk for weeks, but we sort of have a limited amount of space, and nobody ever, they all talk about light and all that sort of thing, but space is a bit of a premium on a bikepacking trip. So this is winter. You're taking more clothes. We'll get on sleeping bags. Sleeping bag will be bigger. You just need more space. This is why the mindset of having a relaxed time and just getting into it and just chill. Just chill. Right, sleeping. You're going to need something to sleep on, you're going to need something to sleep in, and you're going to need something to sleep under. I will tell you to get a sleeping mat, one that blows up. We're just back from the other weekend, our last bikepacking one for the year, 2 degrees. I take this one, again, it's unaffiliated, no sponsorship. It's a Nemo Astro. It's, I think it's R4. I think, well, at least for our climate, we don't sleep on snow, we don't sleep on ice, but we got wet, cold ground. And I'll tell you now for nothing, you need something with an R value because it's just like sleeping on a concrete slab. It will suck the heat right out of you. If you have one of these, you just need it. That's all there is to it. It's when I first started, I bought one of the cheap ones off of that place where you buy things on the internet, and it had no R rating. It was basically a beach lilo. It wasn't. It was better than that. It was like a camping one. Had no R value. Terrific in summer. Light, compact, But as soon as it got cold, it just wasn't a great night experience. I mean, your body just stiffens up in the middle of the night, and trying to get out of it in the morning, you don't have a good night's sleep, let's be honest. I want you to have fun, I want you to be warm, I want you to come back and have another go. So, investment necessary. Sleeping bags. Big money, big money. Can be. I now use a down-filled bag. This is my first ever sleeping bag. It's polyester. It didn't work for me. It's big, it's heavy, and it wasn't particularly warm. I think it was -3 that first night, and it wasn't a comfortable night's sleep for me at all. But again, I was on that cheapy mattress, so I very quickly moved up to a down-filled sleeping bag. And just to give you a size comparison, because size matters, I didn't say that. For packing your bags, we'll do it that side, there we go. It's half the size, if not almost a third of the size. That is just easier to get packed on the bike. For its size and weight, it's lighter, it's almost half a kilo lighter. It has more bang for the buck to keep you warm. Just works a lot better, a lot more comfortable. Feathers don't like water, they don't like humidity, they tend to stop working. So this is why I'm saying you get in your bag, dry, and you have all your kit on. You're actually protecting the inside of the bag from yourself. And again, this is the winter one. Just to compare, that's the summer one. Put that like that. Again, that's half the size smaller again. So summer is wonderful. Summer you can go light, you can take less stuff, use more, it's less weight, less gear, you can travel faster and further, it's just good. But again, we're in winter. When you're looking at sleeping bags, if it's a good brand, it will have this stuff on it, this information. And the one that says comfort, this is the only one you need to pay attention to. Comfort rating. So this is comfort is at 10 degrees, and also its limit is 5 degrees for comfort. Again, this is all in Celsius. I've been in this bag at 5 degrees, 6 degrees. And again, this rating is assuming that you're wearing clothes, that you're wearing a down jacket, thermal gear. So this can bring you undone getting this wrong. This is something you need to really have a look at. But again, this is a summer one. Down bags are expensive just by their nature, the way that they're made, everything that they do, they compact, the technology's there. They're expensive. 200 and 300 of anybody's shekels. They're expensive. But on second-hand selling sites and stuff like that, Le Bon Coin in France, or Craigslist, Gumtree, whatever you've got, have a bit of search, have a look, see what's there. I realise there's a bit of, I don't know, sleeping in somebody else's sleeping bag is a very personal thing. I understand that. But what you can do You can buy these. These are designed for down-filled anything. Sleeping bags, puffy jackets, whatever. This is laundry detergent for feathers specifically. So you'll wash it, that'll take out all the other person's everything, and then you'll wash it again with this one, and this will waterproof the feathers so that they're less inclined to take on the moisture. And they're perfect. I mean, that's, if you can get a bag half price or a third of the price, and then you take on this, you're already bringing the money down. It's well worth the investment. A shelter. I don't like tents. That's me. That's my problem. I have a problem with tents. I'm not claustrophobic. It's just that false sense of security that you get from a 0.1 of a millimetre of fabric that you think you're safe because you're out in the woods. I struggle with the concept. I don't like it. Most of the year I'll sleep in a bivvy bag, which is my sleeping bag, in another bag, and I'm out. If I wake up, I can see the sky. Happy, happy, happy. Not for everybody. I understand that. But you do need some sort of shelter. If it's going to rain or potentially snow where you are, it's really good to have. I know some hardcore guys, they're just in the bivvy bag and they're fine. You probably need some sort of shelter. I also have, what do they call it? A trek pole tarp tent or something like that. There should be a photo of it. It's open at one end. I can lift it up. There's air under it. It works for me. I'm super comfy in that. It's been in a really bad windstorm and it survived fine. I had to make my own tent poles because trekking poles are hard to get on a bicycle, but aluminium tube from the hardware store, it worked fine. It works really fine. The other thing you can do is, I don't know, in your country there might be a different colour. This is just a general Commodore Garden blue tarp. They're waterproof. So one of these and some paracord, 2 trees, some more paracord, some tent pegs or sticks or something like that, you can make a tent shaped shelter and put yourself under it. Works perfectly fine. They're not expensive. We use I mean, this is a ground sheet as well. Perfectly fine. I do know some ultralight people that will take a heavy duty painter's drop cloth, the plastic ones, and cut that to the size of their sleeping and put that on the ground. Mate, it's a plastic bag, it's light as anything. So that works a treat. I guess that's everything covered. I mean, there's bound to be stuff. There's stuff that you just need to find out for yourself when you go out. It's been a 4-year learning process for me. I'm 60 now. I still enjoy the heck out of it. It's like big kids on an adventure. Yeah, it's good. Have a try. It could be fun for you. Then again, it may not, but who knows? You won't know unless you don't go. So, enjoy. If this content, if this subject matter is of any interest to you, subscribe, like, ask questions. I've only got a certain amount of information, but I can pass on some of it. Enjoy the ride.